Okay, I stuck it on a 3/8 dowel in my 5/6 collet, and I put basically it's a slug that I have a center drill or a point that I use on my live. I pinched parts like that before and actually turned them. I just wanted to see how it's going to run. And if you look at it, running pretty straight this way, and I'm going to turn the OD, so it don't look too bad. I don't know if I can get by with turning the OD like this. Let's just try it once and see what happens. I'm thinking it's going to grab it and it'll start slipping. But I've turned smaller parts this way. Nothing this big a diameter though. Yeah, I got a high-speed cutter here. I'm not going to be able to back out far enough. Got to move my tool. Can't have my tool hanging out that far. Actually, I could have, but I'm going to move it back a little bit. Give myself a little bit of room. And what am I running for RPM right now? I'm at 600. I think I'm going to kick it down to 360. There's 360. And bring that tailstock up and tight up against that. Okay. Come on. Alright. Here we go. We're going to touch off here. Try touching off here and see what we get. That looks like it's running out of around a few thou, but not bad. Not bad for just being just roughing it out. Yeah, that's what I thought it would happen. So I'm going to have to wait until I get that locked in, because it's just slip fit on the dowel pin. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and turn up the crankshaft with a taper lock and lock them in place. And then we'll come back and I'll turn the OD, and I could make a mandrel though too, real quick. I might even have a mandrel over there, 3/8 diameter. Oh, let me see. Hey. Where my calipers at? I have a 470, 500, 437. Nope, don't look like I have a 3/8, so I'm just going to make the pin. I'm just going to make the that paper lock pin that I'm going to make in there and be done with it, and then that way I have to make it anyway, so I might as well just go ahead and make that. Alright, well, anyway, it's just wanted to show you how it is. They are running pretty true. This one is anyway. Let's just check the other one. Where is it? Alright, where'd I lay it? laying down here. See if I can slide that one on there. And get my little slug again, and that there. Just out of curiosity. Not the same as the other. Actually, the diameter might be better. I don't think that face is moving much either, though. Face is actually pretty dang true, too. So I actually worked pretty good. Alright, well, enough of that. Let's get busy here and make the pins. I'm going to make the pins, and when I get to the end and start making the taper part, I'll stop and video that. Okay, I decided to go ahead and make a mandrel, so I took a piece of 3/4 inch steel, turned to 3/8, and put some threads on the end of it, and we're going to turn them down on the mandrel, the flywheels. So I'm just getting my tailstock, taking the center, or the fuel chuck out. I'm going to put beyond that so you can see. And take the starting tool out. It fits snug on there, which is fine. Hopefully this will work now. The washer and a nut on it. I had to get a wrench for this nut. Use a pressure wrench. Well, lock it tight. She should be tight. All right. Yeah, I'll get it. Take this all the way back so I can get the tool on there. All right, here we go. I'm going to run it at, I'm going to start at 600 and see if, yeah, that's kind of fast for that big a diameter. 360. I just got a high-speed tool bit, 360 RPM, 4 inches. About 200 thou diameter right now. I think I'm going to take that tool bit. I think I'm going to take the tool bit and just take a stone and hand dress a little bit of a radius on it. Not a big radius, just a. And I'm just basically just take the tool and I'm just dressing a little bit of a radius on it. Let's see what that looks like. That looks good. And back up here. Get up closer. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to crank it in, touch off right there. Just touching. I'm going to just go with 10 thou cut first. Make sure everything is going to work here. Plus there's a high spot in the back side there that, you know, where I hand cut that off on the conventional mill. right about here somewhere. I'm going to start right there. Feels like a hard spot there. I might have to get a carbide. Why am I getting the... Oh, yeah, it is. There is a hard spot right there. Remember I was saying it looked like weld spots? Yeah. So I'm going to have to get a carbide now. That high speed's not going to cut that. Well, poop. Hopefully I can cut that all right. Yeah, it kind of took out that radius in a hurry. I don't know if you can see it or not. But that tool definitely needs to be sharpened now. Alright, let's see if we get a carbide. Okay, we got a carbide here. We're going to give it another shot. Let's set my height. This tubet's a lot smaller. Alright, get my scale. Come on. Alright. Yes, definitely lower. Crank it up a little bit. Try it again. That's pretty good right there. Alright, so let's try this again. I'm going to go in and touch. And I'm actually going to take another 10 thou. Once I touch. Right there. And I'm going to zero my dial out here. And let's go across that again. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on it, especially on that back edge there. Wow, those tips are hot. Peeled right through it like nothing. Like there was nothing there. That's good. Alright. I want to end up with a diameter of 1 inch or 4 inches 150 is what I want to end up with. Approximately. And we're at 4 inches 160. Imagine that. Just another 10 thou. Okay, I'm going to take another 10 thou. Actually, I'm going to take 15. That's the max that I can be. Actually, I'm going to take 20. Because I want to be actually under that, and I see that my cuts here aren't cleaned up yet. I don't know if I can turn it around here. Yeah, see right here. And I don't think that's going to clean up it even at 20, so I might have to take it down to 1 inch 100. Pretty close. You know what? I don't know if I'm going to worry about that. Like I say, I got to balance it anyway. If I work that out, maybe I can put it on the side of the... No, I'm gonna take another 20 thou. I want them both to end up about the same. I'm amazed at how true it's running as far as wobble. There's no wobble. Kind of amazed myself. Anyway, I don't see a whole lot of wobble. A little bit, but not much. There, now it's cleaned up all the way around. I'm going to zero out my dial there so that I can come back to that. Up for the next one. Alright, now I'm going to put the chamfer on that and bust those edges. 45-degree cutter here. I want a pretty good chamfer on it. And backside. I can hear that hard spot hitting that tool. I don't like that. I might have to get a carbide chamfer tool too because of that. Trying to find the spot. Actually, I think that's good enough chamfering. I'll just put this to the inside, this to the outside. I think that'll be fine. So, get it back in gear here. So now I can put the other one on. Break this loose. There we go. Oh, shoot, I dropped the washer. Come on off of there. Alright, got one cleaned up. Actually, this one's worse for little spots that look like it's spot weld. This is the next one. This one only had one little spot right there, which was hard. So, how close are these to the edge? Oh yeah, right up next to the edge too. So, didn't realize that that's what that was. It was hiding under the rust and garbage. Alright. Look at that, it's just a piece of old junk plate stock that was on the material rack for who knows how long. I got it from my father-in-law. Who knows how long he had it. And he may have used it for a welding plate. I don't know. I know what it's going to be. It's going to be, at least part of it's going to be at least part of it's going to be a flywheel anyway. Alright. Here we go. This time we're touching on the side that has the part or the little bump on it. Alright. That was a 20 thou cut. Take another 20 and then 20 more after this and it should be there. Hey, this will be the finished craft, 20 thou. You can hear that hard stuff. Hard bite is cutting right through it though. Alright, that out, chamfer tool in, now we'll go on this hard side and try to cut a little bit of our chamfer. Definitely hard. I just want to break the edge, if anything. Alright, so we got them both cleaned up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pin through them both, go back over to the mill, dial the pin in, move over for my rod journal, and drill and ream a hole through it for the rod journal. And then after that, then I'll turn up the rod journal to put in there and then turn up the other pins and we should be in business. I'll have to balance it of course, but we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to put that rod journal opposite of this because that's where I'm going to have to take the weight off over here somewhere to make up for the rods, the pin, and piston. Well, I'll have to make the piston too before I can balance it, piston and rings, and so I guess the balancing is going to be last. So, but anyway, that's where we're at. I'm going to continue on. Like I say, I'm going to go over to the mill, so when I get it over on the mill, I'll come back. Catch you later. Okay, I have them clamped in the vise with parallels underneath so that it's only clamping on one of them. I didn't want to put any, just in case, I didn't want to put any move or pressure on it at all. This way I wanted this top one just to float right onto that hole. So I put the bottom one on the parallels so that it's straight, and then put the pin in, put that one on, and then I clamped the second one to it. So I'm ready to dial in the pin. So take the end mill out that we were using. My drill chuck in. truck. I have to drop the knee some more. Otherwise I won't be able to get a reamer in there. Alright, so we'll end up dialing that pin in now. Get my indicator. And stick that in there. And we'll just kind of get it kind of halfway on the center, the needle, so we can kind of see where we're at. We can see that we're got to go in, got to go to the left. And just kind of eyeball. The first thing I do is always kind of center the needle and then eyeball it to the what I want to dial in. I find that easier than trying to drop an indicator on it right away and just guessing it where you're at. Right, we'll zero this. Let's see. So okay. It's like we're about 12th thou. We gotta go 12th thou to the right. Or I mean 6th thou to the right. 12th thou off. Re-zero the indicator. 0. There we're a couple thou below 0. So I'll get this on. Right there. Alright. 0. A couple tenths below. I'm going to lock my X. It's good enough. It's within a half a thou, less than half a thou off. Okay, so now I actually want to zero my dial. I want to take the backlash out and zero my dial. So I'm going to crank into it, and then I'm going to crank away until we get to the 0 here, or close to it, and I'm going to zero my travel dial. Now I'll crank back to the 0. Check the indicator. Looks good. All right, so now we need to move over for the hole, and the stroke of that is like 1.5 inches, I believe, is what I'm counting on. So 1.5 inches, so it'll be 750 thousandths. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 past, and then back to the 50. All right. Boy, that don't seem right, does it? Yeah, that would be 1.5 inches. 750 would be 1.5 inches stroke. I'm just going to put an center drill in there, spot drill in there, spot drill it. I just want to make sure. I'm just double checking. I don't want to mess this up. And I'm going to lay a scale here. Just make absolutely sure that looks good to me. It looks correct. So we'll go ahead and spot drill that. I want to move my parallel though, if I can. They're down on it tight. Try to move my parallel to the back. It's tight. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. I'm putting pretty deep. I'm going in pretty deep with that spot drill, and I'll probably double drill that. Probably drill it like 5/16 first. I'm going to back the camera up a little bit so I don't mess up my lens. Alright, that's 5/16 hole. Now we'll drill it up to 359. And then I'm going to ream it to a 374.5. I can find my 374.5 reamer. Alright, 374.5. Slowly RPM down. Put a dab of oil on it. And we should be set. Just slowly going through, letting the reamer cut. Got to be pretty close. There we go. All right. That part of the project is done. I'm debating on whether to go ahead and make piston next. Pistons. I'm thinking that's probably what I should do. Take those off. Well, I should make sure that I mark the inside. I'm gonna take my automatic center punch. Take my automatic center punch. I just want to make sure that I put them back together a couple days from now or whenever. That I put them back together the same. All right. So, I think we're going to make pistons next. I'm going to leave this, set this to the side now, and we'll make pistons, and then I'll end up making this pin in to put in there, and then we should be able to set it up. We'll have to set it up on some parallels or something. Well, actually, I'll put a bearing on each end. a bearing and put it in V-block, and try to get it balanced. So that's coming up next after I get the pistons and journal made. So until then, catch you later. I'll catch you again when I'm over there turning pistons. I need to figure out what I'm going to do for piston rings. I'm thinking cast iron rings.